Welcome to the Explainer. So, if you've ever looked at a giant piece of software and just wondered, how on earth do they build that? You are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to break down one of the most important tools in any developer's toolkit, GitHub. All right, let's just jump right in with the big question that really gets to the core of why GitHub even exists. Seriously, think about it. You've got dozens, maybe hundreds of people all trying to work on the same code at the same time. How is that not complete and utter chaos? Well, that is the exact problem GitHub was built to solve. And the answer, when you boil it all down, is pretty simple. GitHub gives your code a home online. See, when you're just starting out, your code probably just lives on your computer. But GitHub takes that code and puts it in the cloud. And that little change opens up a whole new world of possibilities. So let's get into it. What exactly is this thing, and why does pretty much everyone who codes need to know about it? We're going to look at that huge shift from working all by yourself on your own machine to working with the whole world in the cloud. So what's the real difference here? Let's break it down. When your code is just on your machine, well, it's trapped. It's a pain to share with people. And if your computer dies, poof, it could all be gone. But once you move it to GitHub, everything changes. Your code is now in the cloud, which means it's safe. It has a backup. You can get to it from anywhere. And most importantly, it is built for teamwork right from the start. And you want to hear the best part? For almost everything you'll want to do, especially when you're just starting out, it is 100% free. You can just go sign up and start using all these incredibly powerful tools without paying a dime. It's amazing. Okay, let's talk about the first big idea you have to understand. It's called the repository. This is the fundamental building block. Every single project you see on GitHub, big or small, is built on one of these. So a repository, or repo as everyone calls it, is basically the main folder for your project. But it's like a folder with superpowers. It doesn't just hold all your files, it actually keeps a complete history of every single change ever made. It's the entire story of your project from day one. Now, when you make a repo, you get a really important choice: public or private. If you make it public, your code is out there for anyone in the world to see and learn from. This is the heart and soul of open source software. So many of the tools we use every single day are built right out in the open on public repos. But if you make it private, it's your own little world. It's just for you and anyone you decide to invite. All right, now we get to what is, I think, GitHub's real superpower. This is the concept that makes it possible to work with a team and not step on each other's toes. It's called branching, and this is where the magic really starts to happen. Every single project starts with one official timeline. It's called the main branch. You have to think of this as the golden, perfect working copy of your project. The one rule is you protect main at all costs because you know it's always stable and it always works. So if you can't touch the main branch, how do you add new stuff? Simple. You create a new branch. A branch is literally a complete copy of your project at one moment in time. It's like creating a parallel universe where you can go crazy, experiment, try out new features, fix bugs, and do it all without any fear of breaking the original. And this shows you exactly how it works. You've got your stable main code. You want to add a new footer to your website. So you create a branch called New Footer. You do all your work over there, completely separate. And here's the best part. If you mess everything up, if it's a total disaster, who cares? You just delete that branch, and main is still perfect, completely untouched. It's the ultimate safety net. Okay, but what if you didn't mess up? What if your new feature is awesome and it works perfectly in your branch? How do you get that cool new code back into the official main project for everyone to use? Well, that process is called a merge. You are literally taking all the changes you made in your experimental branch and merging them back into the main timeline, updating the official project with all your new work. And on GitHub, the way you do this with something called a pull request, or a PR. Now, this isn't just a button you press. It's a formal conversation. You're saying, hey team, I've finished this work on my branch, and I'd like to request that you pull my changes into the main project. It's an invitation for everyone to review your work. And this right here is what makes a pull request so incredibly powerful. It doesn't just show you a bunch of code. It visualizes the changes. It shows you exactly, line by line, what's different. Anything new you added shows up in green, and anything you took out shows up in red. It makes reviewing code so much clearer and more intuitive for everybody. Okay, so you get the main ideas now, right? Repositories are the home for your project, branches are for working safely, and pull requests are how you bring it all back together. So, how do you take your very first practical step and actually get your hands on some code? You do something called cloning. It sounds super technical, but it's not. It's just a fancy word for making a perfect copy of a project on your own computer. All you do is find a public project you think is cool, copy its URL, and then in your computer's terminal, you just type git clone and paste in the link. That's it. The whole project is now on your machine to explore. And honestly, this is one of the absolute best ways for a beginner to learn. You can download and look inside thousands of real-world projects. You can see how the pros structure their code, how they build things. It's like having an all-access pass to the biggest software library in the entire world. And look, as you start out on this journey, just remember this. GitHub can look really complicated. There are a lot of buttons and features. Don't let it overwhelm you. Just focus on these basics: repositories, branches, and pull requests. Master those ideas. It's like, let's just learn how to ride the bike, and you can worry about jumping on the motorcycle later on.